Welcome back. You are listening and or watching Poemcast. This is episode 24 in patch 5.4.8. I am your esteemed Warlock host, Belle. Before we get started, I wanted to make sure that I did a belated birthday shout out to Elida. It was Elida's birthday on the 22nd, and yes, I am a bad friend. I did not know it was on the 22nd. I didn't find out until 2 days ago that it was his birthday. We wanted to make sure that we did wish Eli a happy birthday. As most of you know, he is actually the host of the show. It's actually technically Eli's show. We just all came along for the ride. I am merely filling in for him while he is away leveling up his mini tunes. And for those of you that don't know what I'm referring to, I'm talking about children. This week we have a few different interesting topics. We're going to talk about the salvage yard in your garrison. The PvP season's ending in 2 weeks. It was a huge announcement. Brawlers Guild Season 2 and some additions that they've added. The developers have given more information on the tank squish, I think because everybody's panicking. Mage portals in Draenor, and we're going to talk about our giveaway that we do have going on. Now, we do have a special guest. Our special guest, which I'm super excited about because he has an accent, he is our page admin Hugebloke for Poemcast. And he has his own page also, but he is Australian.
Oh, you make it sound like I'm special.
Well, I mean, we're just bloody Americans. We're not even anything cool.
For all the ladies.
For all the ladies out there, thank you for listening.
Wow, I could feel our ratings going up.
I mean,
I love it.
I also did bring the Riders of Rohan with me, as usual. I do have the mage who frost bombs himself, Frysa.
Ooh, I like that. I really do.
Isn't that nice?
I don't know what that means. Like I poop myself or I fart a lot.
I left it open for interpretation, so the sky's the limit.
You let me know, guys.
I mean...
Hi, everybody. Just here kicking it with my friends.
Good to have you back.
You guys are the best.
For those of you that don't know, Frysa's been moving into his new apartment all week, so Belle's been having some Frysa withdrawals because you know we're besties, and it's been really sad and tragic. And the other night we did Skype via his phone, and it was really sad. And we've had a little bit of withdrawals. I also did bring the shaman who dances in Stormwind for gold. Spamberger.
I do. My shaman has belly dancing moves, and I like to show them off. I can't lie. I've been playing that tune for way too long.
Let's be clear, his shaman is a female tune.
My shaman is a chick, yes. And she's got a tail.
And he does
awesome.
/giggle in guild chat or in party chat or whatever, and it's
it's a role-playing server. That's my mage.
Hey,
get it
what
straight.
happens on
the
Argent
mage
Dawn
giggles,
stays on Argent
the
Dawn.
mage giggles, and the shaman dances. And dances and jiggles.
We're glad you're here. We also have the Death Knight who uses his beard to stun his enemies.
Ooh,
I had to throw that in there. We have Lycan. What's up, Lycan?
Behold the epicness of the beard.
It's pretty epic. You could drive a car through that sucker.
Absolutely. I'm working it to be a legendary drop eventually, but we're at an epic status for right now.
That's so
It's
funny.
not quite purple yet.
So let's get right into it since we do have a lot of good stuff to talk about. Don't tune out halfway through the show. We have a PvP segment. We have a lore segment. We finally found Moneybags the Goblin again. He's back. But let's get right into our week in WoW. Frysa, it's going to be a short segment for you because you haven't been on WoW.
I know it hasn't done much. I've been moving to a few apartments has a few issues. Like for an example, was supposed to be in my apartment tonight, and what ended up happening was I have no internet there until sometime the 6th or the 7th of next week. So I'm here at my parents'. Yeah, I know. This is pretty rough. So I'm here at my parents'. I'm actually thinking about staying here until I get internet because I really don't want to go back to my apartment without internet.
Belle desperately wants to do threes, so please stay.
Yeah, I have my computer set up right now. I've been working hard.
Desperate measures.
What he said. Yes.
Exactly. So
sure.
We'll see. I might be here tomorrow night as well, just so I can play.
And let's be clear. I love him and Eli's parents. His mom and dad, I would love to have his mom and dad. They are the best people ever in life. He has the best mom and dad ever. And he's an adult, but you can still have the best mom and dad and be an adult. He does have
true. It's true. It's great. They're awesome people.
They are.
They helped me a lot today too, so it was really awesome.
They did. Spam, what did you do this week? You had homework. I know me and you were in the same college boat with homework, so I know we didn't do much.
I got a double whammy. I got called into work like every day this week, and then I had graduate school every night this week. But I did manage to get in some wild time this week. My shaman, I didn't give Belle my shaman when she asked me to join her.
I'm very upset, by the way. I want
and she's upset about this not getting my shaman, but I gave her my mage. And she said, "Why can't I have your shaman?" And I said, "Because my shaman's in a fully functioning guild with fully functioning mage knights, and I'm not willing to give up one guild.
We're not
another.
in progression. It's so far into the expansion. We're not in progression.
I've got more than enough alternates on Argent Dawn that I can afford to give her like multiple 90s and not have to give her my shaman. So they've kind of caught wind that I'm like caught back up to item level and respectable again. So all of a sudden my heals have become valuable to my guild. So they had me running on Tuesday and on Thursday.
Nice.
Although we didn't progress a whole lot of much on Thursday. We got one more boss down. So we got Nazarene down on Thursday.
Yeah, congratulations. That's sweet. You're going to wipe when you're in progression with the guild. Wipes happen. It's all good. As long as you're with people.
Progression is progression, right? As long as you're with, I gotta shout out the Knights of Anduin. We've got like a raid mom. She plays a mage named Ribbon, and I gotta tell you, every time I do a raid with her, and I forgot how good it was from years ago. She's in like Ventrilo, and it's almost like being in like an aerobics class, because everyone's kind of standing on X, and then here comes the fire, 4, 3, 2, 1 to the left, and the whole raid moves as she says it, and then she's like, "Okay, fire incoming in 4, 3, 2, 1 to the right." And the whole raid is moving at the same time. I forgot how good it can be when you have a step class in your Ventrilo at the same time.
That's awesome.
So I was on a break. And I was in the kitchen grabbing a soda, and I said to my wife, I forgot how good it could be when someone's like really on top of what's, when before the dragon breathes the fire, she's like counting down his chest compressions before he goes,
That's awesome.
So I got to give the shout out to Ribbon for being a really good, for trying really hard to keep people out of the fire.
That's awesome. What did you do this week, Lycan?
Still no rating with my other guild. I think we're pretty much on a hiatus to at least 6.0 when the legendaries are a guaranteed drop.
Great. Yeah.
Really, I've been having a blast though. I started a hunter on Argent Dawn. His name is He Is With Me. All my pets are named I'm With Stupid. and I have a little, he's a Worgen, of course, and I have a little Warg pup running around that says, I don't know them.
That's awesome.
And I'm just having a blast going through BGs and full BOAs and just like destroying people. And he's like level 39, and I don't think I ever want to leave that bracket because I'm just...
You're on a lot. I've noticed you're on a lot, which is great.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
He's PvPing at level 39.
Awesome.
Exactly.
That's the way you gotta do it.
It's absolutely nothing, but that and I'm finishing up some few achievements. That's a big thing, too. If you got a lot of these achievements need to be finished before
Get them done.
Worlds, get them done. There's a lot out there.
Agreed.
I think we're on 18,000 achievements now.
What is it, like 39 days now? 38 days?
Bloke, what did you do this week in WoW?
No rating for me. I've pretty much given up on that. I got my Garrosh kill, so after that I just can't be bothered anymore. But I've been mount farming something shocking, and I finally got... I had double luck with it. I got the Armored Raptor from Mandakir in ZG.
Mm-hmm.
Hearthed out, back to Shrine, and ended up picking up Alani about 5 minutes later.
Nice.
So I was cheering with that, like two rares in a week. I was pretty happy with.
Yeah.
But, mainly just doing old school achieves and just filling in the gaps of stuff I never got. and then that damn green fire quest on my lock.
I got you on that. I speak lock fluently after the green fire. Don't you worry. We are going to get this knocked out this week. I got you on that.
Someone asked me, one of the guys that we're in the same guild, he asked me how I was going with it, and the only way I could describe it was that I am Captain Fail of the USS McFailington.
what is Captain Oswald called that? He says, pile of failure in a sadness bowl.
Yeah. I had 42 wipes before I finally cracked the code, but I can help you with that, and I will make sure that I help you with that. I should have recorded the fight because I did it from a non-mechanic. I'm not a mechanic-y type of situation. I deal well with the raid leader in my ear on vent telling me do this, do this, do this, do this. Bam, I'm done. It's like I'm in the military. If it's left up to me for mechanics, this bitch is pulling the entire room because that's just how I roll. So I got you on that. Don't you worry.
I didn't think I was actually that bad at playing my lock, and I'm 99% certain that's what that whole quest chain is designed to do, is just make people realize just how shit they are. It tells you where you stand really quickly. It does. That's awesome. Yeah. Aw. And that's literally been my entire week is, old school achieves and trying to get that damn green fire quest done. So. Gotcha.
Well, me, for WoW, did we lose Spam?
I hope not. Nope. I think I'm back.
You're there.
Yeah, we got him.
Okay, we're good.
Looking good.
All right. So for me, I've been doing the normal runs for Ashes of Alar, your normal Onyxia, the stuff that you do every week. I've been working on my jewel crafting. I haven't done many arenas. Honestly, what I've been doing is the Riders of Rohan, for those of you that don't know, we are about a year old. We came in halfway through this expansion. We did some progression for a while. Sadly, because the guild started so late, everybody else had already been through progression. It wasn't really something that was front runners with the Riders of Rohan. Everybody in the Riders of Rohan, when I say everybody, 50% of the normal people that are in the guild have taken a break waiting for WOD. So what's been happening over the course of the week is I've started to see old friends start to pop their heads in and say, okay, we'll be back in a couple weeks. So we've survived in the end of an expansion the guild has. The guild survived with 423 members. Not all of them are active, but I mean, we've survived as a guild. So now what I'm doing is getting ready to start the scenario and dungeon runs every week. I want the guild bank to be high enough to accommodate all the new people for their bank repairs. Now it's all about preparing. I'm going to clear out the guild bank to sell everything that's Miss a Pandaria to make room for WOD. It's crunch time.
And now you've even got a token Aussie in the guild as well.
I did. Everybody from Pwnecast, and we've even you guys don't know this, but some fans from Pwnecast have rolled tunes in the Riders of Rohan, which is pretty awesome. If you want to come the Argent Dawn way, you don't have to RP in Goldshire because I don't RP. But come see us on Argent Dawn because it's a freaking blast. Okay, that's enough about all that good stuff. Let's get right into it. Transmog gear. Who doesn't love to shop? I love to shop. If I see somebody that has gear that doesn't match, I'm very OCD and feel like I need to help them. They announced that the garrisons are going to have a special option for you to build a salvage yard. What the salvage yard is going to allow you to do, it's going to allow you to get transmogs of the create character screens. Have you ever seen maybe one of the tunes you'd seen when you're creating a character you really, really liked what they were wearing in the login screen, but it wasn't available? They're now making that a possibility with the salvage yard option in the garrison. So that's going to be pretty cool. Not all gear is created equal because some of that gear is really ugly for the loading screens, but
most of it is.
Uh-oh, I don't like Spam's face.
You know, there was a time when if you wanted to get a transmog, you went and ran that contest until it dropped and you got it.
No. It's only loading screen transmogs. It's only what you see when you create a character. It's not any of the other transmogs. You can't go shopping. It's only loading screen transmogs.
I'm going to wait until I see it in actuality.
It was a blue tweet, if that helps you.
It was so then I could rant about it all I want.
It was a blue.
There was a time when if you wanted a transmog, you had to go and raid that content.
You can't find the loading screen transmogs in-game.
No.
I can find anything I want in this game. You know what I'm saying?
I have noticed, though, looking at those sets, you can find some pretty close sort of recolors and stuff like that.
Fair.
Like, there's not a hell of a lot of creativity in them,
Fair.
which is a bit sad.
I think we should be able to change the color of whatever set we get. That's my opinion.
I totally agree with that.
I thought it was just because I was a girl, but it turns out everybody does feel that way. We've been talking about it on different WoW groups about you should be able to customize. It really wouldn't take a lot of programming for them to add that in there.
Halo and Call of Duty do it.
Well, we're not Halo and Call of Duty. Do not ever bring them up in my company.
The new Borderlands game has like Argyle guns.
We're bigger than those games.
And like polka dots.
You're right, and I guess that's your point. We are bigger, so it should be okay. Point made.
It should be easy peasy.
But this gear, though, you can't get it anywhere else, though, right? I mean, you said it's just
it's
pure loading.
It's strictly what you see in the create character screens. That type of gear is what you'll be able to get from yourself.
You mean like the pajamas, like the level 1 pajamas?
Yeah, no, totally like level 1 pajamas.
The one gear called the light drink gear,
I can't
the leather
speak
gear.
about this. Yeah.
But that leather gear, the light drink gear, unbelievable. It would look badass on a road.
And keep in mind, it's
I
new.
I could totally get like a dwarf with like a wife beater T-shirt, and like a pair of boxers.
It's also the new, because with the new models, some of the create character stuff, like I rolled a level 100 warlock to check out the talents, and that was the day the depression began. But the gear's pretty awesome when you're creating the character, like for Death Knights especially. Have you ever rolled a Death Knight and you've seen the gear and you were like, that's badass, and that's why you rolled the Death Knight, and you get in game and that's not what you're wearing, and you're like, wow, okay, cool. So yeah, that's all that is.
But
not a
everything the Death Knight wears looks like it came straight from Hot Topic. So
come on now, Hot Topic.
Wow.
PvP season ending was announced. For those of you that listened and/or watched last week's episode, you know that Lycan had a theory. Our theory was largely based upon the fact that they did not announce the ending of the season. Now they have. They very loosely stated couple weeks. That it's going to be
couple weeks.
So you heard it here. We're going to go out on a limb here, and we're going to say October 14th. That's going to be when we think the pre-patch is going to drop. But PvC season ending, for those of you that PvP, how do you feel about any accomplishments you might have missed? Because I've missed a lot. I still don't have my 3 mounts, so.
I wish I would have went to Tichondrius a long time ago to get my mount for our RBGs.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can win them all the time now. You can find a group no problem in RBG, and all you need is 75 wins, which is technically absolutely nothing if you just PvP all the time. So I missed out on that one.
So you're telling me if I drop $25 and transfer to a PvP server, I get a mount that fast?
You can get a group in about 5 minutes.
In about a week, right?
You can just keep
days.
going. Just nonstop.
Assuming you're well adapted at PvP. Now, although most of us here are well adapted, there are some
I could play any team PvP, I guess, except my shaman.
I'm brand new to PvP as the last few months, so I probably wouldn't be able to go to Tichondrius with my warlock because I still stand still.
With you.
Yes, I mean.
They just move on. They kick you out and you move on to
Me
the
and
next.
Bloke would have to find a YOLO RBGs group and pray that we hit gold because.
I'm going to start tubing my
Lycan's the same way. We get carried because some people carry us, right?
It would be awesome to find a couple people that would carry me, but I still haven't found a couple groups that would do it.
How funny. How funny.
Frysa's like, me.
Brawlers Guild.
Hey, guys, my internet's really freaking out.
You're fine. It's still recording.
It tells me to close down my Internet Explorer. I'm afraid to close it down.
Your Internet Explorer is just your...
Quit looking at porn during the show.
Okay, I'll stop.
Okay, so...
But I'll tell you about that.
Sorry, I'm good, guys.
Okay, Brawlers Guild.
It's all better now.
I can't see anybody. You guys are all gone, but as long as you can see me, we're good.
Just pick up your Skype window back up. Pull up your Skype window.
It's back up.
Okay.
Go down.
I love Frysa's face. He's like, screw you all.
I just can't see nothing no more. Skype. I don't know how I'm even talking to you guys, but keep it going.
Okay.
We can still see you though,
folks. This is what happens when you're dealing with technology. Skype is not the greatest in the world when it comes to stuff like this. But sadly, this is all that there is for the video podcasting world. Okay, let's get back to the Brawlers Guild. Brawlers Guild Season 2.
More stuff.
The Brawlers
more
Guild.
achievements.
The Brawlers Guild's going to be taking a temporary hiatus in 6.0 pre-patch. So for the pre-patch, you're not going to be seeing the Brawlers Guild because they're going to be making some additional adjustments. When it hits during the expansion, the bosses are going to be returned to level 100. The Brawlers Guild will be back to 8 ranks, which is down from 10. I guess some MOP rank 8 and 9 bosses are now a part of, now you're just showing off achievements. This also means that you do not need Hexos to hit max level and acquire the Brawler's Burly Mushan Beast. Or Mushan Beast. So this is good. No new bosses are being added, but the ranks are changing. Bruce is rank 5 instead of rank 1. These are just some small other changes. I've done the Brawlers Guild. I've killed 2 things in the Brawlers Guild. The Blingatron thing annihilated me, and I never went back.
I'm stuck on level 7, and because I know that they're taking this out, I've actively been trying to do it.
Gotcha.
I'm going to need a new keyboard soon because I keep face planting on it in just sheer frustration. It is driving me nuts, and I've been breaking it up doing the Greenfire quest, but it's kind of disheartening to know that...
it's like the 2 worst chains ever.
I know. It's
the
worst thing to be doing at the end here.
It's horrible.
It's kind of disheartening to know that all the people that have put the effort in and really sort of gone at it hard to get to rank 10, it's now getting dropped back to rank 8, and while their argument is, you get a feat, feat of strength, so it doesn't kind of cut it for me. Like, you go that extra mile, and they're like, here, have a little fancy achievement, but now everybody can have it anyway, other than the achievement.
Okay.
Well, what about the mount? Is that mount going away?
No, the mount's staying.
Yeah.
So you can compete them. So you got the people who got the mount now are like amazing, but now you're able to get that mount easier in WAD.
Right.
Yeah, and the other part of it that's going away is the bind on account fist weapon. I think it is.
I believe they're retuning that, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're cranking it up to 100 from what I saw.
Right.
I'm not a Brawlers
got
Guild fan, so...
I sped right through it on my DK, got all the way up to rank 8, and Bane is, Hexos is the bane of my existence. Absolutely. I rage quit, and I never rage quit. I rage quit one night in a group saying I just can't do it, threw my keyboard down and walked out of the house. I think
Brawlers Guild...
You rage quit in PvE. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love Brawlers Guild.
It fits a nice spot between PvP and PvE, and it's that nice little mix, so you don't have to go into a battleground, but at the same time, you kind of get the feel for it. It's like almost like
awesome.
a learn.
That's awesome. He's rage quitting in Brawlers Guild, so that just it's just the icing on the cake for me. Yeah,
and against the blueberry, as it is too.
So the developers released some comments on the tank squish thread, and this was in an effort to reduce panicking and to kind of further explain. I'm not a tank, so it's all Spanish to me.
I refuse to look at it because...
Then, Lycan, I know you've looked at it because you're a tank.
Because I don't want to have an aneurysm.
So maybe talk Spam down for the ledge and explain to us what else was talked about for the tank squish.
And don't worry, Spam, you're not the only one standing up on the ledge either.
My left arm is
all these tanks are going, what's happening? They're taking my vengeance away. What are we going to do? They just need to take a deep breath and just relax. The difference between what we're doing here before is we're moving away from vengeance, moving into, what do they call that? What's the name of that? It's a balance between barrier and block. It's resolve.
Right.
And once they get the resolve issue fixed, and where they're going to do that balancing where you take the incoming damage, so much barrier you put up from heals and other, whether it be self heals or other heals. Once they get that figured out, it's going to work out fine. And from what I've talked to a couple tanks that are in the beta right now, they say when they first walked into it and first got the beta, a month and a half ago, boom, yeah, they were dying left and right inside dungeons.
Of course, it's a new expansion.
Right. Now it seems to be a lot easier. They've tweaked it a little bit. What they're trying really to mess with is in MOP, we've done nothing but take spiky damage. That's what killed most tanks. It was nothing more that you got low health and boom, he hit you with an ability that just killed you flat out. They're going away from that. And they're trying to get into more of a a sustained damage that exceeds healing and self-healing that's going to kill the tanks. But once they figure that balance out, they'll be fine. This is the only problem. I appreciate the beta. I love the beta. I think it's great. This is the problem with betas, is that everybody sits there and starts throwing their hands up. Yeah. Rep, Chicken Little, run around saying the sky's going to fall. No, just take a deep breath.
They've released 4 beta builds in 1 week. Literally, every time I turn around, I have to download a new beta build. They are doing, and it's crunch time now for them. They are releasing so many different versions. They nerfed some stuff with the Warlock. This last beta build, they brought me back up with a few of my skills. It's like they're giving and taking until they find the good even keel where no class is more OP than the others. They're all on an even stretch, and it comes down to what it should have always come down to: player ability. Player ability. That's what WoW should have always been about. It shouldn't have been about, okay, this expansion, the Death Knight was OP. Last expansion, the Mage was OP. It should always be about each class having an even balance and everybody being forced to learn how to properly play their tune and not just face roll all day, not just clicking shit on your keyboard because, really, that's really what it's about. And I don't know.
Why are you always picking on Death Knights?
I'm a Death Knight hater.
No love.
Well, like the Hunters right now. I mean, those guys are freaking crazy.
They're only going to get better. I've seen the stuff they're doing. Hunters are in. It's only going to get better for Hunters. I might roll a Hunter. Just saying. I might. They also did talk about the mage portals, which for those of you that are mages, it's kind of important.
So confused.
The portal to Storm Shield and the portal to War Spear. War Spear is the map for Horde on Ashran. Storm Shield is the map for Alliance on Ashran. You're going to get those portals at 92, not 90. So originally in beta, you were 90 and you were a mage and you got those portals. So don't ask for a mage that's not 92 to port you because you're not going to get a port. And they'll get both the portal ability and the teleport ability for both those maps, which most of us anyway will hearth there probably.
In a way, it's a good thing because if someone's 92, then they obviously have the expansion installed. If they're 92,
Agreed.
not 90.
Agreed.
So if you're /who and you /who 92 instead of /who 90, you're gonna get a lot less
Agreed.
results if you're /who 92.
Agreed.
So yeah, I think this is a great idea because you're not gonna have people going, give me a portal, give me a portal, give me a portal. Dude, I didn't even buy the expansion. Get off my back, you know.
Agreed.
I mean, not that they haven't sold like 1.2 million pre-orders for this expansion already, but if you think about it, that makes sense. It makes sense to me.
So we moved through the news really quickly this time, guys, and the only reason that we kind of pushed through the news is because we have a few really good segments that we wanted to make sure that we could have enough time to be able to talk about. One of those segments is going to be Frysa with his PvP corner. So I'm going to let you take it away and talk about this week in PvP.
Well, there's definitely something cool going on tomorrow. The regionals for the North America Regionals World Championship is October 5th, so we get to watch it. It's on Twitch TV. You can go to Twitch TV/WoW, and you can watch the whole tournament going on there. And if you go to WorldOfWarcraft.com, you can go to home, and then you can see the teams that are playing. And you can't pronounce a lot of these names, but people who do follow the PvP names and the Twitches and the community is you can see a lot of these names. And what's crazy is because these are all famous people who play well, and they're teaming up together. I mean, you think about it. I mean, you got the best druids here that are healing the best mage, the best death knight, the best. You're like, not only is that guy amazing, now he has a great healer. I mean, I could imagine what it'd be like to go against one of these teams, you know, randomly, you know.
What I think the important thing is here, and unless you're giving up like raid time, if this is a matter of I don't want to watch these tournaments because I could be playing WoW instead of watching WoW, this is probably the one time of the year when you should be watching these people playing WoW because 45 minutes in front of your YouTube watching this tournament, you will improve your game just by watching.
Just by watching
other people playing. Guaranteed.
Great.
I guarantee it. I give you $5 bet right here says that by watching this tournament you get better.
Can I play I want to play devil's advocate for just a second, and maybe Frysa, you you could even help people like me. So all day long you tell me watch YouTube, watch YouTube, watch YouTube. Google the best warlocks in the world and watch their YouTube. Can I tell you that you don't learn you learn a lot of stuff, but for people like me, watching buttons flashing on a freaking screen and hearing somebody and what they're saying is very different than really understanding what they're saying. This is the reason, I believe it was you, Lycan, you posted an article about why World of Warcraft is not in the esports. Right. The reason it is not in an esport is because of the interface. People don't really know what's going on. Just because I'm watching a warlock and I could see, okay, he immolated, okay, he chaos bolted, okay, he did this. To people like me who I don't know what the hell he's doing on his fucking screen. I'm lucky I even understand English. Is there something you could give to the player that they don't want?
I think you're exaggerating your words there because okay, for an example, I watch a Frost Mage, I watch Exario, or this guy named what's his name? His name is Wealthy Manex. You watch these guys. A lot of their buttons on their screen are gone because it's all macros and keyboards. Okay. So they don't really have it on the thing, so they're not clicking down there. But just by watching him, because you know your tune, you know exactly what he's doing.
I agree
the reason why you watch it is because you get to see when he does it, why he does it, and where he does it.
It puts a lot of stress on a person to memorize all of that.
Well, that's the thing is you watch them all the time. They should inspire you to get on and play.
It inspires me to go freaking.
I can't watch this. It should be like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to be this good.
I'll give you an example. The one thing that inspired me to start playing a druid is that every time I'm playing PvP and a druid, and I don't remember who it was, someone posted a video where the cat is hiding behind the pillow and it comes out and hits the stuffed animal and goes away. It comes out and hits it, it goes away. And every time a druid would come and mess with me, I'll try to kill it and he'll get away. And that's honestly the main thing that made me want to roll a druid is the fact that they have this. They may not have stability, but they have GTFO ability. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when you have if you have a favorite class that you play, maybe it's your main class, maybe it's one that you've always wanted to make your main class. Watch the tournaments, and like I said, I guarantee you'll be a better WoW player.
Well, hold on.
So, Frysa, what happens at these tournaments? Tell me what happens.
Let me add on to this. So, you guys, I was talking to Nate about this before the show. There's a lot of hobbies out there. People put thousands into their hobbies. Some people do cars. They collect stuff. They make little modeled airplanes. They do all this crazy stuff, and they go to events. They buy magazines. They watch videos online how to do their hobby better. This is our hobby, guys. This is what we do all the time when we have open time. We want to be the best at this. We want to see how the best do it. We want to see the hot rod. And when people who work on cars, they go to car shows to check out the car to see, man, I love to add that to my car. Where did you get that? And you can ask them. You can talk to them. You can interact with these people to find out where they did, how they did it, how long it took them to do it. You can interact. If you don't ever do that, if you never ride in, or what's it called, if you never go out and try to see what's out there, you're always going to be you. And you're going to have that little ugly car in your garage thinking it's the best. And yet out there in the world, there's so much more to learn.
You are like the World of Warcraft
Why are you dissing on my
Belle.
Pinto for? Why are you dissing on my Pinto?
But exactly. You show up to your car show, and you're driving a Pinto, and people are looking at you like, dude, that was sold 5 years ago. Like, that's nasty. But, like, you got some great teams here. Like, you got the Three Amigos, which are my favorite team. You got Snuts, which is the best warlock. Not the best. He may be the best. There's a lot of great warlocks out there.
I think the best named team out of this whole thing is Comcast Kidney Shot.
That was awesome, wasn't that?
Yes.
That's a fantastic name.
Skill Capped is in this. Now, I don't recognize, except for one guy, I recognize Tal Baydar. I recognize him. Trap Life has I think, the best druid healer and the best shaman. And then Next Gen also has one of the greatest healers and has the best mage, the best frost mage. So could you imagine that? You have these great healers, great warlocks, great mages, and they're all gathered up together for a tournament to go against each other. If that doesn't get you excited, then your excited button's broken.
That's called nerdgasm.
I don't know. To me, watching these guys, it's just because this is something I do every day, and I get to watch some of the best guys. I have the opportunity to watch these guys play, and they're going to be on tomorrow. And it's Twitch. It's free to watch, And so you get on there. If you have a character, there's a list, and you can click on these people and find out who they are and what they play. And if you want to follow them during the live Twitch, you get to see how they play their character and how different they are from you. Because obviously these guys are like gods.
Optimus
So
Prime. Is that what that was?
so that's just my thing, guys.
Awesome.
If you wanna really check out what's out there.
Yeah, I had to give up my girlfriend, but it was so worth it.
Okay, before we jump in, that was a great section, Frysa. That was a great section.
Hold on, one more thing. Just one more quick thing.
Okay.
PvP for the ending of the season 15. The titles will be awarded approximately 2 weeks after the season ends.
Okay.
So whoever is up there with the high rank will get rewarded 2 weeks into it.
And they don't know what the prizes are yet. They work that out as they're going. Okay.
Right. And then the honor or the conquest will be switched to honor. Then the honor will be switched to 32 silver. So basically, get your honor up. Don't care about your conquest. Yeah, but you want to get all your honor up. Make sure you get some gold out of the season ending. It's free gold.
You can't be mad about
I'm
that.
actually going to have to do PvP.
Yeah, we'll do it together. I got you. Don't you worry about nothing.
Cares about gold.
Before we get into Lycan's lore, we did have a fan question via the inbox she would like answered on the show. Her name is Autumn, a.k.a. Luna. She says, I have a question. I heard a rumor that they are taking all the BOAs when the patch goes live. Is this true? Because I'm leveling a warlock and I don't want to be halfway through leveling when the patch hits and I lose all of my BOAs. Thank you.
They're taking them out, like from the vendor. They're not taking them
removing them
off.
from the vendor.
Right.
And this is confirmed. So, Autumn, this is a confirmation. This isn't just us making things up. They are removing the vendors temporarily
Not
while
the
they
ones you
replace
have.
them. But they are not
the ones you have.
They are not
Just
taking
the
your
ones from
BOAs.
the vendors. Right.
They are not.
Yeah,
that's
When
what
like them
when they
reaching into your personal stash and just taking it out of your
That
inventory.
wouldn't
No.
be
I mean, they have done that, but no.
No, you're
I believe that when they come back, that you're going to be able to buy them for gold, just
Right.
like the ones that you can buy from the guild.
only
vendor
during
now.
Dark Moon Fair. They're relocating the vendors to Dark Moon Fair.
Only during Dark, they're going to be relocated to Dark Moon Fair. I read that as well, and I believe it was changed into a blue tweet.
It was.
So I think it's like
It's
official now. So they're going to be in Dark Moon Fair autumn. So you will be able to find them every autumn.
Thank you for writing us about a question. Anybody else, if you guys have
Thanks for
questions,
writing in.
go to Pwnecast on Facebook and inbox us, and we'll.
Didn't
we
I
can
say
answer them.
whoever wrote in first, I was going to give them free Siege of Argamar runs. So Autumn, you get a free Siege of Argamar.
Go ahead and
do it,
inbox
man.
Spam and say he's ready for Siege.
Let's go.
So now
I'm
we're
ready.
gonna
Let's go.
now we're gonna turn it over to Lycan to do Lycan's lore, and let's see what he's got on the agenda. We want to avoid interrupting the lore segment until after he's completed it. Then we can bombard him with a ton of questions about stuff.
Yeah, well, this week I wanted to go a little bit over Bane and Bane Bloodhoof, the Tauren chieftain, obviously. A couple things about him. He did not get a good play through Miss Pandaria at all. Yet, if you've read any of the war crimes or the Ties of War novels that have been out, he is like the most integral part of the entire series. Here you got Bane, his father's killed during that Makora, and which is nothing but the duel of honor between him and Garrosh. Well, you have Magath, the Grim Totem, which we've encountered many times, in Dustmaul Marsh and the Grim Totems there and whatnot. She went ahead and poisoned the axe of Garrosh, and that is what made Karen Bloodhoof die. So you got poor Bane sitting there going, okay, well, he gets thrusted into this. He's pretty much a diplomat. He is not a war chieftain by any means. Here you have a guy that has gone up to the Quillbore in the Southern Barrens and actually made a peace treaty with them over the water deals that have been going on. So he's not looking out for any type of problems. He's got, he sent emissaries out to Theramore when Jaina was being attacked. He's met with Anduin on, several occasions. And, he does not want that war. And it's a shame, too, because here you have, you had Garrosh pushing through this expansion, doing these atrocities, killing these people left and right, forced slavery, forced sex trade, It's really in depth. He's taken people and relocating them for no purpose. And Belle has a question.
I cannot wait until you're done. Sex trading. That's legit.
Oh yes. He forced insemination. He was breeding. Setting up breeds to make sure that the way things are going to be the one for his true horde.
And the gold shit happened.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's some Jeff Warren shit right there for you.
Oh yeah.
Gangster
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. My shock is over.
But and you also have Bane. Him and Vol'jin were basically, we've seen it through the quest line that we had to do through right outside of Orgrimmar when they did the attack on Orgrimmar and the Northern Barrens, where we had to gather the resources and things of that nature. We see them standing up to them, and they've always showed Vol'jin as the leader of that. But it was Bane through all the novels and everything in the behind the scenes. Bane was the one that confronted Garrosh each and every time. When they marched on Northwatch Hold and said, "Hey, you're enslaving these molten giants. This cannot be. The Earth Mother is going to be pissed." And then he confronted him there, and he says, "You know what? Back off, or I'm going to kill you." Flat out from Garrosh. I'm just going to slice your throat.
Wow.
Goes down towards Theramore. Boom, they start attacking Theramore. Here they still have civilians in there. He sends a long runner out to see Jaina. And he actually takes Fearbreaker, which was the mace that was given to Anduin. He takes Fearbreaker and gives it to the long runner and says, "I'm not even worthy enough to carry this anymore. Please take it back." And he gives it to him to give it back to Jaina and says, "Hey, look, what are we doing here? If you need to get these people out of here, so you're all going to die." So he did give him a warning. Now, he did not know about the mana bomb, but at least gave him a fair warning saying, "We're going to get you in there." That's acts of treason right there. I mean, and when Garrosh found out, he absolutely had the right to kill him right at that point. And even if you do read the book War Crimes, after everything that's gone on, his father being killed, being thrust in this new position, being basically belittled by Garrosh and his henchmen that have walked around with him, yet when they went for the trial, he was the one that actually sat there and defended Garrosh through the trial. Out of all the orc leader or horde leaders, he got chosen. Even to the point where he actually compared Vol'jin and Thrall to Garrosh on some of the things they have done. And I tell you what, if you've not read the book, I don't want to give the ending completely away, but please read the book, because that's also going to drive right into the legendary quest that we start next expansion. Everything that happened in that War Crimes novel leads right into these next quests. And, you have Bane. I looked at who I was going to pick. He really was underserved in this expansion, and I'd love to see him, his storyline be expanded a lot more moving forward.
Nice. Well, that was lovely. That was great. Thank you. You did a lot of extensive research to make sure you had all the facts. I don't even have any questions. How about that? That's how thorough you were.
I absolutely love it. But you know what? And I'm going to put it out to the viewers as well. If inbox this on us as well. If you have a specific person, a group of people, maybe a faction or a class that you want something expanded on lore, please inbox us. And yeah, I'll pick up on it. It could be the day before, and I will definitely pick up on it for you.
There's my dad. There's my dad. Say hi to my dad.
Hi, Dad.
That's what we call dad.
Because Dad knows that the Tauren's day has yet to come, and it is still coming.
That was awesome. That was really awesome.
Was I on mute?
You were. That's awesome.
Okay.
You know what? You paid the price. You love Pwnecast so much that you were willing to sit at your parents' house because they are the only ones with internet, and I dig it.
My pride hurts so much.
It's okay. Guys, he doesn't live it with his parents. He just needs his parents' internet. Don't judge me. Don't judge him.
You're not in the basement right now?
No, I'm not.
Hey, so I'm searching for Moneybags the Goblin before we get into the guest segment. Where's Moneybags the Goblin? Can I get Moneybags the Goblin?
Am I good? You know what grinds my gears this week? It's not all about item level. I've seen raid leaders kicking people out of groups because their item level is like too 2 points lower than the minimum that they're asking for the group. And I mean, I think my rant earlier in the week was I was like 19 item level lower than the priest in the raid, and another 5 lower than that, so 24 points item level lower than the other shaman, and I was trashing them both in heals the other night. So, I mean, if you know somebody who's been playing their tune for like a decade, and this is like their main spec on their main tune, and you're gonna pick on them about like 3 points of item level, I mean, you're fighting the wrong fight. I think I may have had this argument once before, and I think it was because like I had like a 560 item level, but I didn't have my cape yet, and they were like, "Oh, you got to go because you got no cape," you know. And I was just like, we're at the last boss, and now you guys are gonna kick me, you know, because I ain't got no cape. That's messed up. Why is it all about item level all of a sudden? It didn't used to be about item level until all of a sudden there was a little add-on in the game that tells you what the other guy's item level is, and now all of a sudden you're gonna make that like the one litmus that's gonna make you kick somebody out of a group. I think that's like, I mean, invite your friends, you know, get to know people. I mean, I forget what the exact line was, but one of my students said to me was, just because you call somebody your friend doesn't make them a friend.
There ain't no friends in item level,
like
spam.
Ain't no friends in item level, but that's what I'm saying. If you can bring a friend who has a lower item level versus a pickup who has the higher item level, I'm going to suggest that the relationship,
because they might not know the fight. They might be 20 times worse than the lower item level. I think that's a very valid point, Spam. I totally agree with you.
The irony in this whole conversation, like I've been bitterly opposed to. I think it started out as Gear School.
Back in the day.
That to me was the downfall of the game. Like straight up, when it stopped being about playing their skill level or how many hours they devoted into learning their class and things like that, and it started being about what gear they had. Mm-hmm. I just, like, it makes me want to go out and squash small villages. Like,
you don't piss off the Aussie, just so you guys know. You don't piss off the Aussie.
It's just absolutely ridiculous, and like this is actually going into part of what I was saying earlier about finally getting my normal Garrosh kill. I actually got dropped from my own guild's 25-man heroic kill for that reason, because the raid leader that it was running it, my gear school item level didn't come up to what he expected for a straight breeze through first hit sort of kill. So they dropped me from the raid and took in a bug. And then got the kill, got the achievement. The entire 24 members of the guild got the achieve, and he turfed me out because I didn't have the item level. Because I think I actually had a PvP ring on for some reason, just to make it worse. Like it had nothing to do with the fact that. Yeah, it had nothing at all to do with the fact, like, I've played my chamois since.
It wasn't about your strategy, it was about what you look like on paper.
Yeah, like, unlike the green fire quest, like, I can do the Garrosh kill blindfolded backwards upside down, because that's how we do things down under.
And somebody, I think I ranted about this a few weeks ago regarding the green fire quest, and I had posted in a group that I needed some help, because I don't understand mechanics. I do, but I needed help. And somebody had stated, I did that at 483. You're 562. You should have already had it done. I blew up on this person. Because I have 562 item level doesn't mean I was given all of the knowledge of all of the bosses and all of the world. No, that's not what that means. That means I have to
Don't
learn.
Ask me what I would have said to that guy.
But that's the problem, like the attitude of so many players, and I honestly think it's one of the biggest downfalls of WoW at the moment is the attitude of so many players that it's so dependent on the island.
Pass and LFR.
I'm 99% certain I'm not allowed to say what, use the names that I call them, because it really
It's pretty violent up in here.
It does that. Like, I go through keyboards like you wouldn't believe, just from absolute bulk frustration.
I want you to know that where he's from, it's a different day. So I always call Admin
Is it tomorrow?
Hugebloke. I call him my fortune teller, and I always randomly say,
tomorrow?
hey, what's the weather like tomorrow? And he jokingly says, oh, it's raining. But he is in a different part of the world, so he's on a whole different time.
Like for you guys, it's Saturday. For me, it's like 2:00 Sunday afternoon, and it's like,
Isn't that crazy?
to put it easily, it's nearly like 110
We're
degrees
talking
outside.
to a man from the future. That's some Terminator stuff right there.
Show me another podcast can do that.
You heard
Yeah,
me
exactly.
first, folks. So I want to get into
So technically, the PvP tournament that we were talking about is happening right now in Australia.
That's right.
That's fantastic. Who's winning?
Since you've been listening to Hugebloke Talk, you already know that he's a huge part of our page. I mean, who would not bring a giant Australian on their podcast page when he applies to be an admin? I mean, you don't say no to that. You say yes. But before I do that, in regards to what they were talking about, I want to give a shout out to two people. Actually, three people. I want to give a shout out to Cody, which is Hots for Shots. He's one of our admins, and I want to give a shout out again to Aja. She gets the second shout out again this week.
It's 2 in a week.
And to a friend that I met through Hots for Shots. Her name is Christy. I spoke with Christy and Cody on Skype for maybe 30, 40 minutes, and she had heard that I've been looking for a normal Gary kill. I've been pleading with all the planetary people to line up. No, I didn't get it. But Aja, every time she has tried to run through a normal, she always asks me if I'm available to make sure that I can do it. Same with Christy. Christy barely met me and talked to her boyfriend into letting me into one of their runs over the next few weeks to do the garage kill. This is what the community is about. I don't even know Christy. I have never even met her before in my life, and she is bent over backwards to try to get me into a garage kill because I don't want to kill paragons. I don't want to kill shamans. I don't want to kill anything else. I just want to kill garage once on normal mode and die happy. So in light of what we were talking about, there are people that are like this in the game that are good people. They care about what you need. They care about what you want. So, no, Ray, Frysa, you're still good. We got you. So that's it. Now let's move on to the guest segment. So you know him as Hugebloke from our page. He also has his own page, his own podcast, and his own guild, which is Tradechat Downunder. So tell us a little bit about what you do outside of Pwnecast, and I'm not referring to women's underwear either.
Hey. I'll have you know I look damn fine in ladies' finery. Even if I get them too big.
Right.
No,
I believe it.
I was a massive fan of so many different pages on Facebook and different forums and different podcasts. And I noticed probably about 2 months ago that there was a distinct lack of Aussie-based ones, just across the board. The majority of pages and guilds are all very US or European-centric. Like they're all done on American times or European times. Any competitions, anything like that, they're all done on those times. A lot of the conversations were relevant specifically to those sort of areas. And for want of a better term, I got jack of it. Like there needed to be something, something for the oceanic players, Australia, New Zealand, Indonesia. I don't know if there's many Indonesian WoW players, but if there is, come say hi.
There might be.
He's got like the penis cord in one hand and like the keyboard in the other.
You know what? Send us screenshots if that works.
What did you just say?
He's like an Aborigine
What
WoW
did you just
player,
say? Because I heard a different
He's
word.
like-
What did you just say?
He knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
he knows those local yokos.
What is the word you used?
They have like a sheath that goes over.
Did you call it a penis cord?
It's called a penis gourd.
A gourd. Okay,
like,
so I did hear that correctly.
Like a zucchini, like a pumpkin, a gourd, and it covers a certain part.
This is why you can't have nice things.
Sometimes they're so long that they have like a chest strap that they use.
This is why we can't have nice things, and why Eli always worries about the show, because we say words like penis gourd.
This is why most of the Facebook WoW-centric pages are all either American or European. European because those oceanic people have those crazy penis scores.
You
Oh,
heard it
we're
here first, folks. Penis
heard it
gourds.
here.
Penis gourds.
That was essentially the
gorgeous. They're gorgeous.
So that's the reason you started the podcast, is because you wanted to represent for the Aussies, for the oceanic people.
Yeah, pretty. Sorry, I can see him doing
I
that in
know,
the corner. It's kind of weird. It's the podcast in itself sort of came around because there was a couple of us that, generally speaking, like on a Friday night, Saturday night, in the future, we'll sit around and have drinks and just talk shit while we play or do old runs and things like that. And we thought, well, some of these conversations that we're having, other people might find vaguely entertaining. So we just started recording them. We really had no sort of conscious plan of hey, let's be the biggest podcasters in the world. And it's actually kind of gone all right. We've got a few members in the guild, a few listeners on the podcast, and the page itself. It's grown pretty quickly, and it's a nice little community we got going over there. So yeah.
You feel your pain. It's difficult when you know you have something good and you're trying to send it out to the masses, and it's really rough. We started off really slow. Now we get 2,000 downloads a month on iTunes, which I didn't even know 2,000 people listened to us, but a month. So it starts.
If the Tradechat Downunder podcast ever got to 2,000, I would probably have a heart attack and drop dead. That many people are dumb enough to
screenshot it to the guys because I didn't believe it. So that's awesome though. So, and you guys have a Facebook page. You guys have a guild that's Tradechat Downunder. So you guys are like us. You're the whole shebang.
The whole package.
Yeah, we've got a Lions guild that quite literally started this week on Amenthal, and then a few of us had never done Horde characters, including myself. So we started one over on Duffer Mar. And they both come along pretty nicely. There's probably 20-25 people in each one, so it's not a big community, but the quality of the community that we got there and the members there is amazing.
Awesome.
And it's all about laughs and getting stuff done. So if any of you guys want to come over and say hi sometime,
give us your Facebook.
Awesome.
Quite literally, it's Tradechat Downunder on Facebook.
Awesome.
And you'll know it when you see it because there's a gigantic picture of Earth Rock, which is iconically Australian.
Post the podcast on your Facebook? Do you have YouTube? Do you do iTunes? How are you guys getting your podcast out there?
We are putting it up on YouTube,
okay,
as it's the only sort of real method we have at the moment. And then we just link it back to the Facebook page. It's not regular. It really is an ad hoc thing at the moment. I think the running joke we've got at the moment is that there was 4 listeners, 3 of them are admins, and one of them is my mum. So,
hey, listen, if
we'll see how we go.
Half the random conversations me and these guys have in Skype, we'd probably have a lot more listeners because it gets out of control really quickly, as everybody saw last week from Frysa's twerking.
The twerking.
You have to be careful when you Skype with Belle.
He got like 84 likes in like an hour and a half.
When you Skype with Belle, you should automatically go into the Skype
from his little.
When you Skype with Belle, you should automatically know going into it that you're probably being recorded. So you should always be very careful what you do with me because I like to catch those candid moments that most people don't catch. But we're really, really good. We're really excited that you're with Pwnecast, and this goes to show you that all pages can be friends. We don't want to be in competition. Most of our admins are admins for other pages. I'm also help admin for Girls Who Play WoW. I want to pwn all the other. Because not every page is different. We're WoW News. We're gameplay for players. Girls Who Play WoW is Girls Who Play WoW. Tradechat Downunder, it's a bunch of Australians that probably throwing shrimps on the barbie or whatever Australians do. I have only watched movies, so I don't really know what they do. It's a guesstimation at this point. But we are family, and that's, I don't know.
We've managed to alienate about half of the world now.
Forgive my American ignorance, but really when I think about...
Hey, if they ain't got the item level, then they shouldn't be in the chat.
When they're Australian to me, you know what happens? This voice pops in my head, and I hear Foster's Australian for beer. That's what happens in my head.
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
I see you want to play knife and spoony then.
I think about a stingray.
Oh.
Is that too soon?
Yeah, As a random Aussie fact for you all, we're the only country in the world that eat our national emblem, both the kangaroo and the emu.
You eat kangaroo?
Yeah.
What?
Hell yeah.
They're all over the place.
Tastes
down
like chicken.
Yeah, like when we've done riding them to work and stuff, and they get some miles up on them, we just chuck them on the barbecue.
You can't eat something people put diapers on. People put diapers on kangaroos. You cannot eat them.
It's
like a common law.
Have you seen the one where the guy puts the bag in front of the baby kangaroo and he falls right in?
I don't even know what's happening on the show right now.
If I could, find a wireless way to run my webcam, I'd literally go out
Keep
in
eating kangaroo, and
eat
things are
kangaroos.
happening wildly out of control. I think we need to switch off to the gauntlet because I have to digest the fact that we're eating kangaroos.
That's happening right now as we speak.
I want a kangaroo sandwich so bad.
I'll eat a spam sandwich, but I won't touch a kangaroo. Frysa,
Kangaroos are big rats. That's all they are. They're huge, giant rats.
Gauntlet questions?
Okay.
Okay, tell me when you're ready, and I'm going to hit the countdown. We are going to give 60 seconds. So if you can't answer, you hit pass and move on to try to get as much as you can right. All right.
So
Wait, is this the bit where I freak out and run away?
Yep.
No. So I made all these. I thought about all these myself. So the sentence may not be the best or 100% accurate. But
might not be exactly in English, so to speak.
Whenever you're ready, tell me when you're ready. Ready?
That's right. Go.
go. Okay. What race is all about the amber energy?
The people with the ears, the pointy ears.
No.
What else?
What are the panda that defend Pandaria? What is the tribe?
What was that one?
What is the panda tribe called that defends Pandaria?
The shadow pan.
Okay. Where are the Calaxi? What land?
The place on the left in the middle that I can't remember the name of.
What are the names of the shrines?
The shrines, the white tiger and the crane. No? Oh, I got no idea, man. You said these were going to be easy.
You lied. Keep going.
I missed that one.
What's King Varian's son's name?
Anduin.
What's the first panda you meet in Pandaria that walks you through the history?
Stormsdale. The Alco.
How much money does it cost to mail a game letter?
A game letter?
It's like 30 silver. I don't know.
What the fuck is he talking about?
Okay, listen, that was dastardly, first of all. Who even looks at the price of the fucking postage? I'm pretty sure it's 12. It's 12.
Got it.
30 copper.
Got it. He was wrong about what it was. He was wrong.
Yeah, it was 30 copper. No,
like
30 silver.
Basic mail? Like, is that what
30 copper. He was right.
Nice.
Nice. He got
See,
it.
my mail still don't have on, so I don't see it anyway.
It's the Shrine of the Seven Stars and the Shrine of Two Moons.
Yep.
But you don't know that his price is the same as your price because he has like Australian dollars,
exchange rate,
like American
also,
dollars.
it's
So
the
maybe a copper
weight,
piece
correct?
isn't a copper piece.
Hey, let me answer these questions.
You take out PayPal fees on the mail as well. I mean, it's all kind of different over here.
I said, what race is all about the amber energy? The correct answer is the Calaxi.
It's the Calaxi.
And you got the Shadow Pan right. The land where the Calaxi are is called the Dread Waste.
Yeah, the one in the middle on the left.
The one on the left, I agree.
It's Lone Walker Cho is the one you meet in Pandaria.
That's the same, Fatso.
Really?
Yeah, Lone Walker Cho is the one that you meet, and he's the one that walks you through your history of your people in that little. Storm Stout was the one that has the little daughter with him, and you guys go together.
Should have paid way more attention when I was doing this. I haven't leveled or paid that much attention to Pandaria for so long. It's ridiculous. Like I literally just
anything about Pandaria.
I switched them all to Pandaria for the fact that we are playing Pandaria, and I thought maybe you would.
Good questions this week.
Those were great questions. Yay! Yay!
More good questions.
So if you.
What was the last one? Oh, the copper
pieces.
Okay.
Thank you for being on the show, Bloke. It was awesome having you. I'm sure we'll have you back. Go to their Facebook, Tradechat Downunder, and make sure you show them some love, show them some likes. We'll link it on the page also. Liking him means you like us because we're all in this together. Make sure you go to our Facebook page and make sure you like us, ask us questions, comment on the video, we know you're downloading us on iTunes, and for all the listeners who listen to us on the way to work and on the way home, we appreciate the support. Homecast.net is our website. You can listen to shows there. We're on Stitcher. We're everywhere. So you're going to be pretty hard-pressed to not find us. Also,
Come give us a like and eat some kangaroo with us.
Don't eat kangaroo.
Oh, yeah.
I want to make sure that we give our admin, Ella.
I'm going to put recipes on the page this week.
I want to make sure that we give our admin, Ella, a happy birthday shout-out. Today is her birthday. She is an undisclosed age because women don't ever tell their ages. So happy birthday to her. And I wanted to give a quick shout out before we end the show to all the admins. The admins of Homecast, the last couple weeks, we've really tightened the ship, and they have really been on top of posting really good content for you guys. So I hope that you guys appreciate these admins as much as I do. They've really came together as a team. They provide.
Is that a dig at me?
No, not at all.
Have I been knocking heads too much?
I'm talking about admins, not show members.
I've really been on.
They've really come together to do what was needed for the team, and I want to thank each and every one of you. We did finally force my husband to join because he doesn't really have many options sometimes when it comes to his wife. But we thank you for joining us every week. You guys join us, and we appreciate it. And we want to thank you for listening to Homecast. We hope you did enjoy it as much as we did. Now, we also want to make sure that you have the best WoW experience. So in order for you to have the best WoW experience, every week we give you advice. This week's advice, make sure you guys write these ones down because these ones are good. In order to have the best WoW experience, make sure this week that you bubble Hearth on a boss pole. Q as heals.
At least then somebody can
Q as heals while you're in DPS spec, and always misdirect to the healer.
That's how I got my Gary kill.
Bad idea.
Thank you guys for joining us so much. Thank you to the writers of Rohan and the Pwnecast members. Thank you, Hugebloke, for being on the show. Thank you for joining us. We really, really appreciate it. If nobody else has anything to add, it's time to go.
He thinks nobody saw that Optimus Prime.
Yeah, it was awesome.
We all saw Optimus.
Wasn't one of our things to give advice was the bubble at full health?
I think
that's what she said. Bubble Hearth at pole. At boss pole.
Bubble and Hearth on the boss pole.
Bubble Hearth at boss pole. That's what she said.
I ice block when I get scared. Oh crap! Ice block.
Well, that's it for us tonight. Thank you for joining us. Bye.
The future.